In this video, we will discuss the properties of convolution. So the first property is the commutative property. We know that commutative property says that A into B is equal to B into A. So similarly, in convolution, if y of t is equal to convolution of x of t with h of t, then it is same as convolution of h of t with x of t. So both are same. So mathematically we can say that y of t will be equal to minus infinite to infinite x of tau h of t minus tau d tau, and this will be equal to h of tau x of t minus tau d tau. So these are commutative, just like multiplication. Multiplication also follows commutative property. Similarly, convolution also follows commutative property. The second is the associative property. This property is used for cascaded systems. So if we have y of t is equal to x of t convolution with h1 of t, and this result is convolved with h2 of t, then this will be same as convolution of h1t with h2t and the resultant convolved with x of t. So that means we can decide order of convolution by ourselves. This is similar to multiplication property. Suppose if I have 2 into 3 into 4, then we can first multiply 2 with 3, then the resultant with 4, or we can first multiply 3 with 4, then the resultant with 2. So similarly, in this also we can first convolve x of t with h1 of t and then convolve this result with h2 of t, or we can convolve first h1 of t with h2 of t and then convolve the result with x of t. So this is same. The third property is the distributive property. This property is used for systems in parallel. So the distributive property says that if y of t is equal to x of t convolution with h1t plus h2t, then we can distribute it. So the resultant will be x of t convolution of h1t plus xt convolution with h2 of t. So this is the distributive property. This is used for parallel systems like this. These two systems are in parallel. H1t and H2t, these two systems are in parallel, and xt is the input. So y of t will be equal to xt convolution with h1 of t plus xt convolution with h2 of t. This whole result will be added together. The fourth property is based on time invariance. So we know that these are LTI systems. So if x of t is convolution, h of t is gives us y of t, then suppose if we do time shifting in h of t minus t naught, so the x of t convolution with h of t minus t naught, then y of t will also have time shifting, so it will give y of t minus t naught. This is result A. If suppose we have time shifting in x of t, so x of t minus t naught convolution with h of t will give the resultant y of t minus t naught. So we can have time shifting in either h of t or x of t, the result, then we will also get time shifting in y of t. Suppose if both of these two have time shifting, x of t minus t naught convolution with h of t minus t naught, then y will have double time shifting, so it will be y of t minus 2t naught. This is based on time invariance. So we have example also. Suppose that we know that convolution of two unit step signals gives us ramp signal. So if we have, suppose we have time shifting in this u of t, so u of t convolution with u of t minus 6 will be equal to r of t minus 6. Another example is we know that the convolution of xt with impulse function will give xt itself. So suppose if we have time shifting in impulse signal, that is delta t minus 1, so it will give also in the resultant x of t minus 7. The fifth property is based on linearity. So if suppose we have x of t convolution with h of t is equal to y of t, then if we differentiate x of t and convolve with h of t, then the resultant will be y differentiation of y of t. We can also differentiate h of t. So if we differentiate h of t and convolve it with x of t, then again the result will be y differentiation of yt. If we differentiate both h of t as well as x of t, then the convolution of differentiation of xt with ht will give double differentiation in y of t. So these are the some basic properties of convolution. Thank you.